In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to say no politely on board a ship and how to decline an offer as a seafarer or say no to something that you are not willing to commit to. How do you say no? So the most important thing that you need to understand or you need to remember when it comes to saying no is that you will feel guilty when you say no in the beginning. But that sense of guilt will slowly diminish over time the more no's you say. So saying no takes a lot of practice. It's not going to happen overnight. You're going to just wake up one day and realize, okay, I said no and I don't feel guilty. It is going to take some time to practice. And second, that sense of guilt will become less and less the more you learn to say no and draw your boundaries. You have to understand where this sense of guilt is coming from. And there is not a single person on this planet who feels very, very comfortable saying no. The ones that say that they do have either practiced it for a long time. I don't believe there's anyone who says no and feels completely fine with it. The reason is that when we say no, we feel like we are rejecting perhaps an opportunity or we are scared of hurting the other person. We have to understand that we as human beings are very social beings. And for us it's very important to be connected, to feel like we belong to a tribe, to a group, to feel a sense of community. It's very important for our safety and it's very important for our psychological safety and mental well-being. Hence, saying no kind of triggers or in a way hinders the opportunity of building that togetherness with people. We think that if we say no, we hurt the person. They're not going to allow us to be accepted in their community, in their group, or in their social, and they're going to stay away from us. So we feel like by saying no, we will feel isolated on board the ship or in a group. But given how many opportunities we have this day and how diverse our community on board the ship, and how connected we are, not just in person, but also online, it's time to learn to say no to things that drain your energy and take away your time, your attention, your life energy. So when you say no to things you have when you say no to things, you have more beautiful things to say yes to. Our time is a very limited resource. And if we do not learn to say no to things that we don't want to do, we will not be able to have time to say yes to the things that will bring us joy in life. So understand that time is limited and saying no is essential to living a good life, a good content life. Now, saying no, you might understand that my purpose of saying no is not to not to do your responsibilities, your job on board. No, it's not that kind of saying no, because before we join on board, before we accept that certain contract, we know our responsibility, we know our job gonna be. And the most important on board is we do our responsibilities safely, that we are going to go back home with complete body, with healthy as what we are when we get on board. So saying no in some certain situation, let's say, for example, in engine department, we have chief engineer, second engineer, but chief engineer is not really on the operational thing. He is most likely on documentation, emails, and some management things to deal with. And he might be not 100% gonna be in engine room during daytime or whatsoever. And the one who is really there is second engineer. Now, we have this rank where a certain rank is responsible of certain machinery. And then sometimes we feel accumulated with a lot of pendings job because we tend to assist our senior officer with their job. Now, it's not fault to assist. It's not wrong to assist. No, you must to really say no properly, and you must to say your reason. And if he is really on a good management skills, he would understand that your job is essential, and he would understand that your reason is a good reason, and he would really understand that your job is essential for you to do it already, because there are a lot of jobs that might you might think that it's easy, but along the way while you are doing this certain job, some trouble may arise, and it took a lot of your time. And then when you skipping a lot of small job, it will accumulate throughout the week, throughout the month, and trouble may arise because you're not doing your maintenance job. And when trouble arise, the chief engineer or the management will not ask second engineer what happened to the generator or something like that. Most likely they will think that if you are, let's say, third engineer or fourth engineer, you are responsible for purifier, or the management will not say, oh, what is fourth engineer, third engineer doing with this machinery and blah, blah, blah. They automatically will think that it is your responsibility and you are not doing very well. And they will not like blame second engineer that, oh, the generator had this trouble and why this and why this. All the why, you will answer this all the why to chief engineer. You will answer, and when chief engineer will ask you all the whys, why, all this why, it will end up only to you. It doesn't matter if your reason is, I've been assisting second engineer with his job and blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the day, you will be the one to blame. Even if there is no blame culture, if you believe that, okay, you can believe that there is no blame culture. But at the end of the day, you are the one who will really be responsible in that machinery. And to say no is really important. To say no politely without breaking the good relationship on board is very important. And this is what I mean by saying no. And also in other life aspect, let's say in your life as a seafarer, some opportunities, some contracts, something that you can use this saying no is very important to really have this good and content life. And you must to understand that our time is a limited resource, and we must to learn to say no already. So let's get into it. Now, how to say no politely? Well, this is, you need to say thank you. First, you need to say thank you when somebody is offering you, when somebody asking some help from you, if somebody was offering or inviting you to something or to somewhere. Say thank you for the opportunity, thank you for the invitation, thank you for the offer. And then second is you need to say no with a short version of why you are saying no. Now, when you say no, it's rude to just say no. I can't. It's rude. It's gonna be, the other person will feel that you are rejecting them because it's gonna be personal. You don't like them. But when you say no and comes with a short reasoning, they will think that you are saying no and you're not accepting the offer. And it's not a personal thing that you literally doesn't want them or doesn't want the person. But even though it's gonna be true, let's say you don't want them or you personally doesn't want them, and saying no with a short version of reasoning why you don't want, let's say, no, I can't due to this. No, I can't because of my busy schedule. No, I can't because I have other engagement. No, I can't because You don't need to elaborate everything. You just need a short version of reasoning. You just, let's say, for example, okay, second, it's really a good opportunity to really perform that job right now and for me to really have that experience. But, second, I can't right now, and I really need to do this because I have planned to do this on my machinery. And third is, after saying thank you and saying no with a short reasoning, in third is you can actually say some alternatives. Let's say, for example, if I would be able to finish this job for today and I have extra time, well, I can really help you with that job. I can really assist or whatsoever, and you can give some alternative, let's say, alternative time or alternative way of doing certain things, certain help or something like that. And you must to say it with affirmative sound. You know that if some people are really good persuading other people, some people would really insist what they really want when they feel that you can be persuaded. So saying no in affirmative way would help the other person understand that it's affirmed, that you can't, without feeling that sense of guilt that, oh, of course, at the beginning you will feel guilty. It might be, might not be true. Your reason might not be true. Let's say like that. But at the end of the day, people only think of themselves. Nowadays, people only think of themselves. Maybe they will, think of you for a short period of time. Maybe, this very good, this kind of blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, they will think of their own life. They will think of their own progress. They will think of their own career. Same as the other person, a second engineer, he wanted to be like successful in his career. He wanted his contract to be like smooth and very good in in the company, It's just that normal. And you must really understand this. You're not rejecting any opportunities, but rather you are trying to really do your responsibility properly and to really see what is important in your life. And that is how to say no politely. And I hope you get it. And I hope I was able to really explain properly and not to have this confused thing like saying no to your certain responsibility and your job. And as we know, you have your responsibility, your responsibility, you can read your SMS and the standing orders of your captain, of any senior officer you have, and then you can, and when pertains to safety, it's everyone's responsibility. And do not confuse yourself with saying no. Saying no in some certain situation is very important. Like, for example, the one that I have given example, and to really understand where you can fit this saying no in your day-to-day life on board the ship or as a seafarer or even at home, even in your home country, how you can say no politely to someone. This can also applied. So yeah, this video this is all about. And thank you for watching. Thank you. And if you really like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye. See you in my next.